Lincoln Live, named Best High School Newscast in the United States by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live with Delina Homvili and Taylor Braun.
Today, it's time to raise the curtain for the first choir concert of the year, a live preview.
Still undefeated, a preview of tonight's game between the Lions and the Greyhounds.
And showing appreciation for the person who oversees everything at Lincoln High School.
Lincoln Live starts now.
Hey Lincoln, I'm Delina Homvili.
And I'm Taylor Braun. Delina, might I say, your outfit is quite blue.
Thanks, it was either dressing up like this or like a Smurf. Today we're dressed up for tonight's football game.
That's right, but more on that later. Now on to the news.
This month, everybody's taking the time to appreciate our principal, Mrs. Williams, for all of her hard work.
We all see her every day, but no one really knows all that she does to keep us all together.
That's why our Taylor Neer got the insight that we need to know about the amazing Principal Williams. Here she is.
Good morning.
October is National Principal Appreciation Month. Many people recognize Mrs. Williams as a great principal, leader, and friend, but there is so much more to her than just being a great principal.
I got into this profession for kids, and daily this role sometimes takes me away from my why, right, the kids, but it's my job to find those opportunities to get back around kids, so getting in the classrooms, getting in the hallways, being in the lunchroom, like all those different things. So when I can, I do. Family means everything to me. I have a husband, James, and our lovely daughter, Journey, who will be 2 in November, who this school building helped welcome into the world, which I'm eternally grateful for. And family means so much to me, and why we have one pride, one family.
A key factor for Mrs. Williams being an amazing principal is the way she forms bonds with the staff and helps them on a day-to-day basis.
She does engage with students, engage with teachers, but she also engages with parents in central office, in construction, and police officers, and janitors, and custodians, and like everything that moves and operates, she engages in. So she's always available. She's a great thought partner, and she always helps, I think, myself and all the admin to really think beyond like the immediate question that we're trying to solve.
You know, myself and the other assistant principals and Mr. Moe, the dean of students, rely a lot on Ms. Williams just for advice on certain situations.
The staff here is just so open to new ideas, to trying new things, to shaking things up, and in some cases maintaining our traditions.
The staff aren't the only people here at Lincoln that recognize Ms. Williams for her hard work and dedication to this school. The students see her impact as well.
Ms. Williams, a great principal. She creates like a nice environment here for everyone, students and staff. She creates a lot of nice connections with everyone.
When I was having stuff with my exchange, she helped me work with my exchange when I went to go to exchange in France. She helped me with discussing if I like bringing my exchange in here. She helped me a lot of scheduling. If I want to fit certain classes, she's there to help.
I love getting up and coming here every single day. Our students push us to be way better than we were the day before.
You walk through the lobby during class changes. Very often you'll see her out there just talking to kids, talking to staff members. She makes her way around the building. She's very approachable. You know, she doesn't ever have her door shut unless she's in a meeting of some sort. You know, she's very accessible, which I think that really helps get connected with kids. I
am steadfast in committing to being in the hallway in the morning, first face that our kids see when they walk in the door. I absolutely love getting my day started in that way.
Despite all the hard work she does, Mrs. Williams can guarantee she will continue showing up for everyone here at Gahanna Lincoln. This is Taylor Neer for Lincoln Live.
Thanks. We actually have a special guest in the studio today.
Oh yes, hey Cole, hey Mr. Lehman.
Good morning. Hey guys. So I'm here with Mr. Lehman, the choir director here at Lincoln. So Mr. Lehman, I know you have a concert this Sunday. So what does Acapella have in store for us this Sunday?
So Acapella has a lot of traditions. We always walk in, and as we get on the risers and we sing Come to the Water, that's a 25-year tradition we do. And then we have 3 songs this year that we've never sung before. Day of Fire and Sun and Chichiliada that has some cool Latin percussion. And then we're going to sing a spiritual called Shut de Do. And then we'll close with one of our traditional Shosholoza, South African freedom song that we also walk out and surround the audience with.
That sounds awesome. So what I'm going to ask about next is Corral, and Corral's one of my favorites. So what is Corral? What are you sharing with us about Corral? Are you guys doing anything different from last year?
So Corral always starts in the summer, like fall sports and like the marching band, so we get a jump on things. So we had a week-long camp in the summer where we learn our choreography, and this year we have a Disney show. So we have songs from Moana and Brave and Tangled and Frozen and Princess and the Frog.
That sounds really exciting. So what does the freshman choirs have to share with us?
Well, Cole, you remember from your days in the freshman choir that the freshmen, we're starting from an 8th grade point. So this is their first big concert. It's their big breakout. So when that curtain opens on Sunday, the freshman girls will start right away, and then the freshman guys come on. And for them, it's just really learning the ways of being in a performance and staying focused. And they'll each be singing 3 songs.
Well, I wish them best of luck because I know how nervous it is for their first concert. So the last question I'm going to ask is, where do you get tickets and when does the concert start? Just some reminders about the show.
So the concert is 3 o'clock on our stage here at GLHS. We're going to open the auditorium doors at 2, and then the tickets are a $3 donation, and so that's what we do at 3 o'clock, so come on out.
Well, I'm really excited. Hope to see everyone there. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm going to toss it back to Delina and Taylor at the news desk.
Thanks for joining us, Mr. Lehman.
Tonight, the Lions football team faces Grove City away at Robert E. Thornfield at 7. The Lions are 8-0 in non-conference play and 3-0 in the conference, while Grove City is 4-4 and 0-3 in the conference. We talked to a couple of players about the game tonight. Here they are.
Bounce back week. I feel like we haven't played up to our potential as a team, and I think Grove City, they schedule us for their senior night, which I kind of take as an insult, but I feel like we're going to bounce back and we're going to really play as a team and play combined. Going out there and being competitive, wanting to more, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, I think we got what it takes to go out there and win.
There are a lot of reasons why the football team is undefeated.
And many of those reasons you've probably never heard of.
Playing offensive line is a thankless job because their names don't get spoken on the PA system or appear in the newspaper.
In some ways, the same can be said for the defense linemen.
Today, RJ Rice from the Lincoln Sports Zone introduces us to the Trench Mob.
Their work is what makes a difference.
Here's RJ.
Dior Hubbard. He's got a full ride scholarship to the University of West Virginia. Brennan Ward is being recruited by Division I schools all across the country, but neither of them would even be close to where they are today if it weren't for a group of guys whose names you've probably never even heard. Welcome to the Trench Mob.
The Trench Mob is like our brotherhood. It's something we live by at practice. Like, we always breaking down on it. I feel like it's, when people know Trench Mob, it's like tough, aggressive, physical. I feel like that's a lot what we live by and what we go by.
To me, the Trench Mob is just some of the nastiest players on the field. Offensive line, defensive line, some of the most aggressive players on the field.
We was trying to create a good culture around the offensive line and defensive line because that's where the most games start at. If there's no offensive line or defensive line, it's going to be a rough game.
It's just like a total of all the big bad, the people who really want to go in there, don't get to shine, just everyone who wants to go in there just destroy someone. Like defensive tackles, nose, all the offensive line. There's a collective of everyone who wants to go in there, work for our skill position, and get down dirty and just get to work.
And work is their first language. But despite popular opinion, it takes a lot more than size to brave the trenches. Because when you're down there, you gotta act fast, make split-second decisions, and that takes a mentality, a particular set of skills that aren't found, but rather fostered within every lineman.
Most important part is physicality. That's a lot of what my game revolves around. Coaches always told us physicality makes up for a lot of mistakes. So, that and communication, there's a lot of communicating that people don't really realize, but physicality and communication is probably the most important things that go into it.
You got to be physical, right? Offensive line is the most physical position in any sport that's ever been known to man. So you have to be physical, you have to be tough.
It really takes a lot of book smartness too. Like, you might think that we go out there and just hit people and stuff like that. We really have to go out there and learn our plays and stuff like that because we have to have the perfect blocks for our running backs and our quarterbacks to have good pass protection.
And you have to be okay sometimes with not getting all that glory, right? Offensive and defensive linemen don't score touchdowns, right? Offensive line specifically. They don't score touchdowns, they don't get carries, they don't get passes. So you have to be okay sometimes with being away from that spotlight.
If you're gonna make it as a man in the middle, you need an arsenal. But it's not the skills that make a lineman, or even the mentality. With that being said, the Mob has got big plans for the rest of the season.
I feel like a big part of us going into the year, later in the year, is just focusing on practice, because as that goes on, that's going to be really the keys into the game.
We pass and stuff like that. We got a great quarterback, but we really want to go out there and dominate and just run up people. Like, we just want to go crazy with the run game. We're going to need that to get touchdowns and obviously win games. And as we say, discipline as a team, as an O-line, that's how we avoid those penalties and get the wins and, get the dubs. That's it.
So next time you're at a game, maybe look away from the ball for a second and turn your attentions to the men in the trenches. I'm RJ Rice. In the zone.
Our Lady Lions took down the undefeated Lady Panthers last night in a 4-set match win. Some key players for the win were Jada Jones, Kyla McNeil, and Izzy Kanga, who held up the front row with dominant blocks and smart kills. Keeping the back row strong were Brooklyn Johnson, Aubrey Tomsick, Maya Harvey, and setter Noelle Perkins. We caught up with a couple players after the game for this big win.
It was hard work and practice, a great sense of family on the court and on the bench. It's what helped us feel a sense of family, so it's okay to make a mistake because we have each other's back. One mistake, next ball side out. And we did a really good job at that tonight.
Energy throughout the whole game, and we shook off that first loss, which really helped us improve our game. And then we were able to keep a consistent game throughout, keep the energy high. Even when we lost the point, everybody shook their mistakes off, and we got the next kill, the next ball, or whatever. And it just created really high energy for the next point, and we won. After we won that first set, I really think it was just a go, go, go from there, and the energy never stopped.
Thanks. Well, that's all for us today, Lincoln. But before we go, we wanted to show you the amazing choirs we showcased earlier on in the show.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. See the lights like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light. October 15th, bro, come see Corral, you feel me? Get them tickets.